Hey, good afternoon, people. It's 12 Central Standard Time, lunch and learn, right? So, what's going on? We had a Labor Day um, weekend, excuse me. So, hey, it's after Labor Day, time to get back to work. Um, and we have a topic today, the number one life skill that's needed in life, right? The number one life skill. So we're going to share that thought with you today, talking about leadership, and that's the one we're sharing today. There's a lot of life skills that we need, but leadership is definitely one of those. So let's get started and come here to filibuster. Uh, let's okay. No, let's see here. Boom, share my screen. The number one life skill, leadership. And lead yourself, lead your family, lead your business. So if you are, um, well, you need to be in a leadership position. If you have a family, you got to lead your family. Got a business, you got to lead that. Or if you just have yourself, you need to lead yourself. So this is a skill. Let's talk about leadership, right? The state or position of being a leader. That's the definition of leadership. It is the state or the position of being a leader. So if on your job you're not in a leadership position, that doesn't mean you're not a leader, right? Because it is the state of being a leader. And there's styles to leadership, autocratic or authoritarian, right? This is the person with absolute power. They make all the decisions, uh, regardless of other people's feelings or thought. Autocratic. Is that a style that you want to adopt? Well, not holistically, but sometimes you need to be autocratic and make the decision, right? What's best for people because you're the leader, right? Democratic or participative, right? So, democratic leadership is based on the ideal that everyone has equal rights and should be involved in making important decisions. So that's number two is a good leadership form, but it's an ideal, right? It's not perfect. It's not You're not always going to knock the ball out of the park with this type of leadership. And then there's uh, the laissez-faire or the free reign, right? Just uh, what will be will be. Sometimes you have to adopt that position, right? Okay, I didn't try to give you instruction. I try to give you leadership. You want to do it your way? We'll go ahead and let you find out, right? Number four, paternalistic, being a parent. Is that when you're leading yourself, when you're leading a family, when you're leading a business, does this style works? Yeah, it works, but it doesn't work in all situations at all time, right? But it's a good style because if you look at in the family, it works. In a business, it also can work, right? You treat your colleagues and your employees as family, right? So it's like uh, brother, sister, mother, father. So everybody don't want no daddy, but if you have a colleague and um, you know you want to, hey, you the big brother, little brother, you got an employee, so it could work. Just depends on the scenario. These are various styles of leadership, and I think personally, I think there's opportunities to use all these styles as you develop your own style of leadership. All right, leadership style. It represents the leader, right? So, that leader, that boss thinks that he's my daddy, right? You don't want that. It represent their philosophies, the skills, their attitudes, and practice, right? So, uh, if you say they're autocratic, they might have little skills in creating an environment for people to thrive and feel ownership in the process, feel included in the process, right? So you got to look at your leadership style, and because it represents you as the leader, the leader who has no title, right? So you don't need a title to be a leader, right? I'm a janitor, but I'm taking leadership position of this floor. If things need to be cleaned up, I'm doing it. I don't need a fancy title to take leadership. And if you take on life from that perspective, from that approach, you'll end up being a leader. I'm just like, ooh, I wanna promote that guy, that gal there, because they take on responsibility without being asked or being told, right? So success in business and in life are determined by your leadership styles, right? So leadership, your success in life or business is determined by your leadership style. So leadership, it is the state or a position of leader. So leadership is a birthright. It's your birthright to be a leader, right? You don't have to be a follower. It's your birthright. So we got too many leaders. No, we don't. We need more leaders because we got too many followers, right? So the need for a leadership mentor, right? So this is what we come up short in leadership because we don't have leadership mentors. If you don't have them in your friends and your families and your groups, you have to look outside to find mentors. You can find mentors in books, right? You can, find, well, that's a great place to find them. And if you can't get close to them, is to read their thoughts, right? And great books, right? The deeper your relationships, the stronger your leadership. So if you want to be a great leader, strengthen your relationship with people, right? Get to know them, get to know their families, right? So this is either in your business or you're an employee and you want to be a leader, develop great relationships. Be a great leader first. To be a great leader, first become a great person, right? So listen, if you want to be a great leader, please, by all means, develop the person first, and people will follow you, right? Point blank, period. Number 5, the sad cost of being just mediocrity, right? Just being mediocre also ran that it costs you. People don't look at you and get excited and go like, oh, that guy, that girl, they going at it. They putting it all forward, right? So leadership, it's a birthright. So develop it, strive for it. Find mentors uh, that can help you develop your leadership, right? Good leaders, right? Mentors. So once again, my perfect solution to not having leaderships around you is to get them in books. There's plenty of people that you have admired and things of that nature that have written books on the topic of leadership on their life. I think one come to mind is um, was it the Swartless Samurai, right? Actual literal person who rose from a low-ranked samurai to the shogun of Japan, right? And so meaning that he was not very skillful in fighting as a samurai. But how did he get to the shogun? He didn't come from royal blood or anything of that nature. But it's a great book, The Swartless samurai. I recommend it, right? So become a great leader. To become a great leader, become a great person first, right? And give up the cost of just being mediocre, right? I'm just going to be middle of the road. I'm just going to do enough to get by, right? Strive for greatness. And of course, if you're looking for a mentor, we're offering business mentorship, personal mentorship. Go to my website, joshuapondexter.com, schedule an appointment, or send me an email at joshuapondexter@gmail.com, and then we could talk about potentially putting you in our leadership program, right? So we're looking for, the world needs more leaders, right? So listen, I got about 11 minutes here. Going to give you a couple more minutes. We're going to talk about, here's 5 fundamentals of leadership, right? There's a bonus. That's your bonus, right? First of all, leaders are playing the infinite game, right? It's not a finite game. So you got to, go like, oh, I'm not trying to play this game for 10, 15 years. I'm playing this game forever, right? I'm going to be a leader forever, right? So it's an infinite game. It's not a finite game, right? So number one, you must find a just cause, right? So what's your cause? What's your passion? If you want to be a leader, right? You want to be a leader of yourself. You want to be a leader of the family. You want to be a leader of your business. So you got to find a just cause, right? And number 2, which might not make sense to you, but it depends on what leadership position you're in. You have to find a worthy rival. You're not competing. A rival is someone you see and go like, well, that guy, that girl is good at that, and it pushes you to be better, right? No, not that you're not competing with that person, because that creates envy and things of that nature. But you go like, find a worthy rival. Find someone in your profession, someone that's doing the same type of business that you're doing, and say, wow, I'm going to improve myself. That person or organization encourage you to be better, right? The capacity for existential flexibility, right, along this leadership journey. You have to be flexible. If you drop your anchors on a process, a tactic, and it changes, right? And you then drop your anchor. So you have to stay flexible in your approach to leadership and grow and get better, right? Number 4, you have to develop a trusting team, right? So if you're a solo person and you want to be a great leader, you need to get around another team of leaders. If you have a business, you need to know how to hire and employ and network with other great leaders so that you can be better, right? And then number 5, you must have the courage to lead. You gotta have the courage. So sometimes being a leader, you got to make the tough decisions, right? So the number one life skill is leadership. There's various types of styles of leadership, which we talked about. Leadership is your birthright. So develop it, get a mentor, and right. So if you can't get a mentor in the real world, get you a mentor by reading books, YouTube videos, podcasts, people that are talking about inspiring things, people that are leading themselves, people that are leading companies, people are leading families, whatever area of leadership that you need to improve upon, there's mentorships out there available for you, right? So that's what we have for you today. A quick little video on leadership, various style. Go back and watch this video here on YouTube. We ask that you like, subscribe, and share, because the number one skill that we need is leadership, leading ourselves, leading our family, leading our business, right? And so it's not that you pop up and go like, oh, it's innate. Even though it's a birthright, it must be developed, right? Okay. Thank you. And as you notice, Wanda, I am not standing on here very long anymore. We're going to give you 15, 20 minutes, what we came to do. So we'll see you the next time. We all always appreciate you tuning in. As in departing, we wish you peace, love, and so bye for now.